Trotwood-Madison, Thursday, December 19th, 2024, regular meeting. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. Ms. Allen, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes. Can we stand for the pledge, please? And now we will have our mission statement read.
The mission of Trotwood-Madison City Schools is to graduate all students prepared to excel in a global society with a commitment to lifelong learning by guaranteeing a challenging curriculum facilitated by innovative and dedicated staff, community participation, and state-of-the-art resources in a stimulating atmosphere.
Thank you. Subject number E, the adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, I have one. I would like it to be, under 4C, I would like to add a change to the amended appropriations for FY '25. And I would like approval for those at that time, under 4C.
Okay. And also, we will remove item C. Item C.
Two. 2C.
We will remove from the agenda until the first meeting in January. If there are no other changes, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
We can adopt agendas with changes in the agenda.
I second.
It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes, motion passes with the changes to the agenda. Next on number 2, board report. A, the selection of the president pro tem for January organizational meeting. I would like to name Vice President Deion Simmons to run the January organizational meeting.
And does that have to be a vote for that, just you just name?
I'm just naming. Item number B is board resolution to fill Board of Education vacancy. And I will need a motion to approve the board resolution to fill the Board of Education vacancy.
I move.
I second.
It's been properly moved that the board resolution to the board vacancy, we will name our newest board member, which is Hattie Alicia Kilgore.
Who made the motion?
Aaron.
And Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes. Motion passes. Item D is superintendent update. And I will go first. On the behalf of Trotwood-Madison Board of Education, it is with great pride that I officially announce Mr. Marlon Howard as superintendent of Trotwood-Madison City Schools, a dedicated and decisive leader with a straightforward communication style. Mr. Howard has already made a significant impact in his time as interim superintendent since June. With over 25 years of service to our district, Mr. Howard's journey reflects a steadfast commitment to Trotwood-Madison and the community we serve. From his start as a teacher, he has remained firmly grounded in his belief in his transformation, power of education to create opportunities and foster growth. His deep understanding of district and its needs, along with his leadership experience, including serving as Director of Operations, Assistant Superintendent of Operations, and Interim Superintendent in 2019, make him uniquely qualified to lead us in this next chapter. In just the last 6 months, Mr. Howard has addressed our district's culture, set ambitious goals to curb chronic absenteeism, and worked diligently to welcome back students who left the district. He has built trust and rapport with our teachers, strengthened communication with families and broader community, and ensured that our focus remains on 100% student access. His leadership has already set a positive trajectory for our schools. As we look ahead, Mr. Howard's clear, transparent communication and fiscal conscious approach will continue to guide us in making decisions that prioritize student safety, learning, and growth. We are confident that his vision and dedication will move us forward in a positive and purposeful direction. Mr. Howard, congratulations on officially becoming the superintendent of Trotwood-Madison City Schools. We are honored to have you at the helm and excited to continue this journey together as we focus on providing the best possible future for our students. Can we please stand and welcome Mr. Marlon Howard as our superintendent?
Thank you.
You have any comments? Anything you want to say?
Without, being too excited, I appreciate the board and their trust within me over the next couple of years, several years. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to help lead Trotwood-Madison City School into a positive realm of student success. It would be remiss not to say that for several years I've been running from this opportunity, and it ultimately has caught up with me. But I think it's the right time. I appreciate the board for your trust. I appreciate my staff, our staff, for their support. I appreciate my wife for her support, and we're looking forward to making Trotwood-Madison City Schools a destination place for the future. So thank you. I appreciate it, and let's move forward. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, community comments, and can you please limit your comments to 3 minutes? Do we have any?
Yes, we do. Mr. Ronald Burgess?
Yes.
Yes, right here. And Mr. Burgess, before you speak, I'd like to read the standard.
Okay.
You need to address the board as a whole through the president and not board members individually. You need to limit your remarks to 3 minutes. No extensions will be granted. It is inappropriate to address any matter involving pending disputes, grievances under labor agreement, disciplinary action involving an employee or a student, and ongoing labor negotiations. The purpose of the community comments portion of the meeting is for members of the public to express viewpoints and public concerns.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board.
Good evening.
My name is Ronald Burgess, and I am here to raise concerns about the treatment of my family has received after bringing forward a serious allegation involving staff misconduct at Madison Park Elementary. I believe these issues highlight systemic failures in transparency, accountability, and adherence to the district's code of conduct. Since reporting the incident where an aide was overheard making a threatening comment toward a student, my family and I have faced resistance, a nonverbal student. My family and I have faced resistance and unprofessional behavior from the school and district. Instead of addressing the issue transparently, there seems to be an effort to minimize the situation and avoid accountability. Staff members have displayed disrespectful attitudes during meetings, and the response to my concerns has often been dismissive or defensive. The district code of conduct emphasizes professionalism and fostering a safe, respectful environment for students and families, yet my experience has been the opposite. I urge the board to investigate not only the initial incident, but also the subsequent actions or lack thereof taken by staff and administration. The handling of this situation raises serious concerns about the district's commitment to accountability. Despite providing evidence such as an audio recording, there has been no meaningful resolution or acknowledgement of the severity of the issue. Instead, I am left questioning whether the district is more focused on protecting itself, its staff, than addressing misconduct and ensuring student safety. As a parent, I deserve clear answers and actions, not evasive responses or attempts to shift blame. I ask the board to ensure that this matter is handled transparently and that the district demonstrates a commitment to upholding its own standards of integrity and accountability. This incident has also highlighted broader concerns about staff training and enforcement of the district's code of conduct. How can parents trust that their children are in a safe and supportive environment if staff are not held accountable for the actions? This district must ensure that all staff are adequately trained in conflict resolution, de-escalation techniques, and appropriate behavior management strategies. The stress caused by this situation has been immense, not only for me, but also for my son, Jeremiah. As parents, we brought this issue forward to protect him and advocate for his rights, yet we have been met with hostility instead of support. This is unacceptable. Every parent in this district deserves to feel that their concerns are heard and addressed in good faith. I respectfully urge the board to investigate the treatment my family has received since raising this allegation, hold staff accountable for their actions, and ensure transparency in addressing misconduct, review and strengthen training requirements to prevent future incidents, reaffirm the district's commitment to upholding the code of conduct and providing a safe, respectful environment for all students and families. It is time for the district to prioritize integrity and accountability over damage control. Thank you for your time for addressing these critical concerns. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't. I can follow up with the board with regards to some of the concerns that have been brought up. Yep, and I also talk to bring Miss Mallory in just to kind of debrief a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. We can
Thank
because
you.
it involves a student. We can do an executive session.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Item number 4, Treasurer's Report.
Yes, I have 3 items this evening. The first is 4A, approval of the November, and these are all for action, approval of the November 7th, 2024 work session minutes and the November 21st, 2024 business meeting minutes. I do ask for approval for that.
I need a motion to approve the November 7th work session minutes and the November 2021 business meeting minutes.
I'll move.
Second.
Ms. Allen, it's been properly moved and second. Will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes for the November meeting minutes.
The second, 4B, is approval of the November 2024 financial reports. We did have a meeting this evening, the Finance Committee meeting this evening, Mrs. Simmons and myself. We did go over about 15 reports, I think it was, and those reports are under your executive tab. The entire report is under the board's executive tab if you want to peruse that after, when you have time. So the first report is our cash reconciliation for the month of November. The bank statement balances is $4,231,098.38. Total investments is $21,267,948.96. With the outstanding checks and adjustment, that leads us to an adjusted bank balance of $429,728.20. And this is reconciled to the penny with our financial system. So our variance bank book is zero. The next report is our spending plan summary for the month of November. It does indicate the monthly actuals and the fiscal year-to-date actuals. I did bring to the attention to Ms. Simmons that there was a change in Fifth Third Bank, and they changed to a different reporting platform, and so we were not able to get the bank statement from Fifth Third. So we actually booked the Fifth Third revenue as zero as opposed to about $2.8 million in revenue. So that will be updated in the month of December. So that is reflected in this particular report. So I just want, and it's also in the notes, and so you can read that in the notes as well. So that is for spending plan for November. And then the last report is the checks over $1,000, and those range from $36,421.45 to $1,055.26. And there was just one question that was raised at the Finance Committee, and that was about Fox Cleaners. And we didn't pull that report, but it was either for the band uniforms or for football cleaning their uniforms. So that was the only question that was raised at the Finance Committee meeting. And if it's your pleasure, I would like a motion and approval to approve the November 2024 financial report.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Can I? On
You
the,
have questions?
yeah, the Fifth Third document, the Fifth Third amount that we zeroed out, like we didn't have any previous day balances that we could have used for the report?
She closed the month of November before they were able to bring our, to get the bank statement to me. So she closed the month, so I made that note, and that will be brought forward for the next month. She was a little anxious to close the month, so, so I did put that in the notes.
Well, I need a motion to approve the November 2024 financial report.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved in second. Ms. Allen?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin,
No.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes.
Okay, and the last report that I have is in front of you, a paper copy, is I would like for you to approve an increase of the appropriations for December 19th, 2024, and the additional amount of $14,935.05. The reason that is that we received a STEM grant for $10,085.05, and we received another grant for $4,850, and the name of that grant was Strategies Secondary Transition Student with Disability. And so in order to keep our financial system in sync, we have to increase those appropriations to cover those two amounts. And so I'm asking this evening for the board's approval to do that.
I do have a question. You said the purpose of the grants were?
The grant was,
The
the
grant.
name of the grant, to be honest with you, Mrs. Cherry, I don't know exactly what the STEM grant and the Strategy Secondary Transition Student with Disability grant will be doing.
What you said, disability grant?
And Strategy Secondary Transition Student with Disability grant, so an amount of $4,850. I can get that information for you.
So I need need a motion to approve the changes to the appropriation.
I motion.
A second.
Ms. Allen has been moved and second. Would you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes, motion passes.
And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, number 5, superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. I do have a few items this evening. All of the items are for approval. The first, item A, is approval to join the Dayton City League. As we have talked over the last several months, we have really kind of dug into the details with regards to Trotwood-Madison City Schools joining the Dayton City League. And at this point, I think we are where we need to be with regards to our joining the league. Now, what I have done, if you look in your folder, I've provided you a document of some unanswered questions and some things that we still need to get clarified and finalized with regards to our joining the league. But I do believe at this point we are ready to move forward with joining, with the understanding that there are some things that we still need to iron out. I'm hoping to work with Dr. Lawrence and Dr. Clifford over at Jefferson Township, along with our athletic directors working collectively to ensure that some of the questions that we do still have are ironed out. Document A outlines some of those questions and just a very, very brief summary. Defining roles and responsibilities of a commissioner, confirming the league name, information about the website, budgeting, bylaws, building an online store, how do we raise money, are there going to be annual dues? Those are all just some summary points of the document I've provided with you, for you. So what I'm asking the board to do tonight is to vote initially on us entering the league under the contingency that we iron out some of these concerns. And I think Dayton Public Schools is very, very understanding in it, and from their standpoint, understands we still do have to iron out some concerns. But with us joining the league, we can go ahead and proceed with scheduling. We can proceed with starting to create the components of the league and go from there. So my ask this evening is for us to approve Trotwood-Madison City Schools joining.
Does anyone have any questions?
So, Mr. Howard, I see under plan for budget, the cost, do we have any estimate of what it will cost to start the city league?
Not at this point. I think what we need to do is we need to get into some small groups and just kind of talk about our vision, their vision, and the collective vision. And then once we do that, we'll have a little better understanding of, and I say that from the standpoint that, you know, DPS already has a league, but we want them to understand if we're going to be a part of the league, we want this thing to be comprehensive. And if that is the case, there are going to be some additional funds that will probably need to be considered, especially the aspect of a commissioner. You know, a commissioner is a busy position, and it's often a paid position in these leagues. You know, a small stipend of $10,000, $15,000 or something like that. But we have to make sure that we're all on the same page. So us joining the league, again, is simply contingent on us ironing out all of these details.
My only question would be, and I think you address it in the notes, and I think we've talked about this, is the voting structure of the league. I would be uncomfortable with advising the rest of you guys that if the Dayton Public Athletic Council is making decisions for our student athletes, then we need to research that deeper.
Right.
Just because if you look at our upcoming football schedule, their athletic council is directly responsible for the travel because we're moving 4 teams from that schedule. And we do understand how pressing the matter is for you, Mr. Smith, just with scheduling and everything like that. But going forward and having that conversation for future years and how it impacts some of our programming would be my only question.
Those conversations will be very, very direct, and, you know, we will have our representation in those meetings. And again, if it's not the fit for us, you know, we have to do what we have to do. But we believe collectively on all three ends, us, Dayton Public Schools, and Jefferson Township, that it'll be beneficial for all of us, and it'll be a big boost for the city of Dayton and the inner tier suburbs, you know, with our population. So we're excited about that, but we do again want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Make sure everybody's on the same page.
I don't have a question, but I have a suggestion that we add safety.
Safety is on there. Yeah, safety is.
We had discussed a couple things with safety.
Maybe it's not on there, but yeah, of course, that's
Okay.
numero uno. And one of the things we did talk about is when we have home games and this was in general conversation, you were there when we were discussing that. When we have home games, Dayton Public Schools will send their SROs to Trotwood to help support crowd management, identification of students if things happen. So they're on board with that from this standpoint. So we'll have additional support. We'll have our event staff on our side, and then on the other side, Dayton Public Schools will send their SROs to help support, you know, especially our big games. So that was something that was beneficial coming from that conversation. But it's still a little more that needs to be worked out. You're absolutely correct.
Any more questions? Comments? Okay. There are no more questions at this time, so I need a motion to approve to join the Dayton City League.
I'll move.
A second.
Ms. Janice Allen. It's been second, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. Motion passes that the Trotwood-Madison City School District will join the Dayton City League. Item B,
Item B is approval of the 25-26 school calendar. In your folder. Document labeled B is school calendar B, which is the calendar that the TMEA and the district administration universally would like to submit to the board for approval. Not many changes as far as days, very similar to the current calendar we have. August 5 will be our convocation, because that is when that's the first day everybody returns. So with that, calendar B was selected, and I would like to bring that before the board for a vote tonight for 25-26.
okay. I need a motion to approve the 2025-2026 school calendar.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Allen, it's been moved to second, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes. It has been approved for our school calendar.
The last item I have, C, is approval of the personnel agenda. I forwarded the personnel agenda to everyone Friday, and then the updated one with just a couple of additions, I believe Monday. Again, primarily supplemental positions, event staff, no teaching staff or any of those other certified positions. As we move through the year, those personnel agendas do get smaller. Most of them are full of those supplemental positions. So I am asking for approval on the personnel agenda this evening.
I need a motion to approve the personnel agenda. Do we have any questions?
I motion.
Second.
Ms. Allen, it's been moved to second. Will you call the roll?
Mr. Lumpkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Simmons,
Yes.
and Mrs. Cherry.
Yes. Motion passes for the personnel agenda.
Thank you. That's all I have this evening.
Item 6, the treasurer comments.
Yes, I have 2 comments, and I'm smiling because I had a wonderful day today. I was asked, I wasn't personally asked, but I volunteered to judge the doors at the high school. And one of the doors was the class of 2025. So, and I told them I'd shout them out today, but there was 4 officers plus, I call her the ambassador. So Olivia Chrisman, who's the president, Deja Wilson, who's the vice president, Maria Thompson, who's the treasurer, Erin Metcalf, who's the sergeant of arms, and Diamond Milliner, who was there as an ambassador. They were outstanding. I asked each one of them lots of questions, what school you're going to, well, not school, what your plans were for the future, what do you plan to do. They were very, very engaging. They actually told me why they chose whatever on their door. Their door was the gingerbread door, and it looked like they had balloons at the top, but it wasn't balloons, dummy me. It was actually, you know, when you make the thing, you put the little candies at the top, or these are little candies at the top. It was really, for me, guys, it validated or revalidated why I'm here in the position that I am in. So I had a great time. So I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, I went over to the ELC and I was entertained by the first graders, and that also, Mrs. Higginbotham, I have a shout out to her, outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. So for those 2, I feel full and I'm ready to celebrate the holiday.
That video went viral from the ELC and the
Oh,
program. Yes.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
It was outstanding.
Yes, it went viral.
Yeah, so those are my two things that I wanted to say.
You
Okay.
guys aren't gonna take the opportunity to ask if that means if she changed her mind? That's what I heard. Did you hear it?
And you know, it's funny, you said that Mrs. Simmons asked me, Janice, are we still gonna see you at the game? Of course, hey, I'll still be at the games, I'll still be right there whenever you all need me. So I am part of the Trotwood family if you guys would have me. Okay?
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Number 7, the superintendent comments.
I just have a few,
Oh, excuse me.
very quick,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Just kind of piggyback on what Ms. Allen said, we had a lot of outstanding activities going on in the district over the past 2 weeks as we move into the holidays. If you got a chance to go to the band concert, it was the band and choir concert. It was incredible. At the same time, we had a swim meet going on. The principal pancakes with the principal over at Madison Park, and the drone competition. I got a chance to go to the drone competition at the high school, which was amazing. If you've ever, if you haven't ever seen the way these kids utilize those drones and the way they pilot them through those obstacle courses, it was mind blowing. And there were teams from, I believe, as far as Northwest Indiana at the drone competition. So there are some really, really great and really positive things going on in Trotwood-Madison City Schools, and I will continue to make sure you guys are aware of those things and share them with you, and praise our kids and praise our staff who are doing some outstanding things. Lastly, again, and not to repeat myself, I appreciate the opportunity. I look forward to working with the board over the next several years to help move this district in the direction we need it to go. I'm flattered because if you don't know, Trotwood-Madison, the city of Trotwood means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. The school district means a lot to me. That's why I've been here for 26 years. And at this point, I've been charged with the opportunity to lead it, and I hope and I wish that you guys will continue to support me as we move forward. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Next, we'll have board comments. And in the absence of Mrs. Huntington, Mr. Lumpkin.
I got, the first things first, congratulations to you, Marlon, on becoming the permanent superintendent of Trotwood-Madison. So I wasn't really prepared to do this, but I guess I'll talk a little bit about what Marlon has meant to the community for the better part of almost 50 years. The first thing that I'll say is that his father was one of the most influential people that I had in my life, because when I left my home with my own father and we came to the building that we're actually sitting in now, when it was the middle school, he was the accountability for us when we were outside of the home. So I know that him and Mrs. Howard would be proud that you're still representing our community. And I think it's important that people understand that Marlon is from and is of our community. He's a 1994 Trotwood-Madison graduate. So anytime that we can get our own to come back to lead our students, it gives an extra level of accountability to him, because for all of us that are from here, it is a special place for us. So congratulations to you, and looking forward to you continuing the work. I got the opportunity to travel last week to Atlanta. I was traveling for work, and Dion will appreciate this. I went to, I was in Monarch Tower and Buckhead, and I ran into some students that went to Clark, Atlanta, who knew Charlie Simmons. And I told them that I was from Dayton, Ohio, and they were like, well, we know Charlie and everything like that, and they had nothing but good things to say about how Charlie engages with everybody and is kind of the person who organizes everything where he lives. So I thought that was pretty cool to get a little bit of taste of home while I was off working. And then lastly, I'll talk about today we got a chance to visit all 5 of our buildings and deliver just some small treats to the staff in each of the buildings, and just to show the appreciation for the work that our staff does with our students, because we understand the challenges that you have, and we understand the hard work that you're putting in. So the T-shirts we're wearing were given to us today when we were at Madison Park, and Dion didn't get the memo that she was supposed to wear a T-shirt, but the T-shirts are because we're trying to tackle our chronic absenteeism issue across the district. So in an effort to help our parents and to help our community see that it's important that we close those gaps on our report card, we put the T-shirts on that they gave us, because it's an initiative that they have at Madison Park that we're supporting. I want to wish everyone in Trotwood a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and all of those things, and just make sure you're safe and you're close to your families. Thank you.
Well said. Vice President Dion.
I guess it's my turn. Again, congratulations, Mr. Howard. I guess they say life runs full circle. Mr. Howard Sr. was maybe the principal or counselor here at the high school when my sister was a graduate. Don't ask me the year. I think she was maybe 90, class of 92. And Mr. Howard wrote and helped her apply to Xavier University. So she was actually a probation officer and then an educator for DPS. She died 2 years ago at the age of 48. So that's kind of what made me want to, of course I'm not an educator, but made me want to get in this seat and help move the needle in education in a different aspect. So again, congratulations, Mr. Howard. Your family had an influence on mine many, many years ago. As Aaron said, this was his great idea for us to visit all the schools today. So in between me, my real job and this job, my real job calls this my real job. So we actually visited all 5 of the schools today, and each school was a different climate, and it was a warm climate. You felt the love for the students from the staff. It was amazing. The kids were excited, but they were all under control. It was all manageable and really good, rich stuff. So we were happy. Mr. Howard, I don't think we followed protocol, but we did show up in all of your buildings, and we only was escorted by the principal. So we did do that today. So that was warm. We know that you all do hard jobs every day, in and outside the classroom, behind the scenes, curriculum, staff, and all that good stuff, athletics. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We know what you do. We are a part of it. We're behind you and we're here to support you. So happy holidays to you and your families.
Okay. And I guess I will just be summing it up because I wanted to say congratulations to Mr. Howard. Like I said, his deep understanding for our district and our needs and his love for our district goes beyond measure. So I want to congratulate you. I wanted to let you know that the board supports you, one band, one sound, and we support you wholeheartedly. And so we appreciate you. Like the rest of the board members said, we did have opportunities to visit all the buildings, and the students were wired for sound. You can tell it was the break. Everyone had sugar all over the place. It was a warm welcome from each building. I really appreciate all the staff and the hard work that they do. I really do. And I too want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and be safe. Take some little me time, but be safe. Without further ado, I need a motion to enter into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual per BOE policy 0166 and ORC 121.22, i.e. treasurer search.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Allen has been properly moved in second. Would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mrs. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cherry?
Yes, motion passes, and we will enter into executive session at 6:11.
I'm gonna